everybody, welcome back to the Claremont Classic Garage. It's getting kind of springy around here. We got the garage door open again, so I figured what I do today is kind of go around here and we're going to talk about some of the things we're going to try to accomplish during the nice weather this year and into the fall. First off, I got to finish putting my van back together. One of the next videos you see will be dealing with this. We need to continue working on our backyard compound here. What we're going to try to get done first is behind the shop here. We need to put an eaves trough across there. And inside here we got to make two concrete pads. One of them is going to be over in the corner there by that barrel. And we've got a 10 by 10 metal shed to put up so Deb can keep all her gardening stuff in there. And kind of around where the picnic table is there, we're going to build like for lack of a better term, a fort for Cooper and Nugget. So it'll be, you know, kind of like a dog house that they can climb up on top of and stuff like that. We haven't really come up with a final design for it yet. But yeah, we'll get there. Then at some point we need to do the rest of the fencing. From that post back to the house, it's going to change to a 6-foot wood privacy fence. We're going to put that up. And then we're going to have a wooden deck, a 12-foot deep wooden deck on the back of the house at ground level. And I want to start changing the siding. This stuff, it's aluminum siding that was put on in the 60s. We painted it once. This is the original color of it, this tealy color. This little patch is from when we took the chimney down, right? But back probably 17, 18, maybe even 20 years ago, we painted it yellow and it looked really good for a while. But I guess finally whatever the environment, whatever broke down the hard surface of the paint, and now you can see it gets this like mildew or whatever stuck to it. It didn't do that probably for the first 10 years, but yeah, it's bad now. And rather than paint it again, we're just going to go ahead. We're going to pull all this stuff down, house wrap it, and put new vinyl siding on. And as usual, we've got some old tractors to fool around here. This one in the middle is our Junkyard Rescue Ferguson that we've been using the last couple of winters to clean the snow. But what I want to do with this, if you remember back in the fall, we started screwing around, taking our nice Ferguson to the vintage tractor pulls and had a lot of fun with that. So this one here, I'm going to build into a dedicated pull tractor. I should have been working on that through the winter, but, well, I never did. This one here is another Ferguson. It's going for parts. I've got 2 or 3 other Fergusons that the parts from this one will get spread across. It's just too rough to start fixing. And the parts will be a big help to fix the other ones. This guy here is our 9N Industrial that we got at the auction last summer. We'll figure out what we're going to do with that too. I got lots of old tractors to play with. Expect an upcoming video on this. We got this last summer at an auction. It's a 51 8N, so it's got the side distributor engine and the good 2-bolt steering box. It's a nice tractor. Back at that point when I got it, the furthest we got with it was I got it turning over with the starter. That's all I know about it at this point. When the weather gets nicer, we're going to see if we can get this thing going and find out what we got to do with it. This here is another one that y'all haven't met yet. I've got a video half made about it. Same thing, back when I got it, with the greatest of intentions, you know, and here it sits. This is a 1936 Fordson Model N. We're also going to continue our work on Project 8 Ball, our 1968 Galaxie 500 convertible. And we need to finish getting our engine together. Next up is the cylinder heads. I've got one kind of halfway along. I've done some port work to it, and we're getting ready to do a valve job on it. And then we'll do the other head. I had to stop because I was porting them outside on my picnic table, and well, then it became winter. But once the nice weather comes, I'll be back out there with my die grinder. Another thing we have to deal with is rot on our front porch here. You can see this. It's rotting out pretty badly. So we need to jack the roof up, and repair all of this. And we've been talking about closing it in, making kind of a three-season sun porch out of it. So we'll look at that at the same time. Here we've got Project Cue Ball, which is the parts car we picked up for Project 8 Ball. At some point, this car is going to need to be parted out, but I've mentioned it before. Before we do that, we're probably going to be using it as a bit of a mule. So once I get that 351 for 8 Ball all back together, get the transmission on it, I'll probably take the fenders and the whole front clip off of this so I've got room. And we're going to get the engine and transmission sitting in this car, you know, just to get it mocked up. Make sure we've got exhaust that's going to work. Make sure we've got shift linkage that's going to work. And then we'll continue with parting it out. Here in the shed, I've got these two. This is a 45 2N that we've made a couple of videos on already. Belongs to a family friend. They've asked us to just kind of get it going and fix it up so it's usable. You'll recall from the previous videos that the engine smokes. So once we get my van back together and get it out of the shop, this thing is going in there and we're going to take the engine apart and see if we can figure out why it smokes. Make sure it's nothing too serious. And then I'll let them know with what I found out kind of about the whole tractor, give them an idea what it's going to cost to fix it. And the ball will be in their court at that time. And this here is our old Oliver 550 diesel. It's almost finished. I've just got a couple of tiny details to finish up on it. And then we can do the wrap-up video on this project and clear that one off our books. Another thing I really need to deal with, I won't be able to do it all at once, but it'll be an ongoing project, is this ring of trees that goes around the back of our field here. It's all full of dead ash trees from the emerald ash borers. You can see them back there. There's tons and tons of dead ash trees. I've got all kinds of, I don't know what they are. I just call them vermin trees, right? They're like weed trees that grow in between the good trees. And that's all got to be cleaned up. But that's not something you do overnight. So we'll get the chipper and our other implements of destruction rolling, and we'll start cleaning that out when nicer weather comes. Those two, I wonder how bright they are sometimes. They hear me talking back there and they go berserk. And they figured out who I am though. And I got to do something with this thing. We had it all fixed up and we were using it a little bit. Then COVID hit. And well, you know, this, that, the other thing. It's been sitting here ever since. I had these big plans. I've got an overdrive transmission I built up for it. We're gonna swap out the C6 for an overdrive transmission to give it a little bit more range on the road. But you know, here it sits. I really hope to get to this thing soon, because it's not doing it any favors leaving it sitting here like this. It either needs to be used, or I guess I need to rehome it if I'm not going to use it. So one of my projects this summer is I got to at least get it out of here, get it back over there near the house, and see what those two think about being in the camper. And we'll decide if we can take them camping or not. They're a little bit nutty, you know. They might keep the whole campground awake all night. But anyway, yeah, that's something I really got to do, is get this thing going. So anyway, those are some of the things I really like to get going at as the weather starts getting better around here. But you know, there's only so many hours in the day. There's only so many days in the week. We'll get done what we can get done. I've always been kind of overly ambitious. Long on plans, short on time, I guess. But what are you going to do? All we can do is have a go at it. And the only way to deal with it is to just start working on one thing and get it done, and then worry about the next thing next. So I guess that's what we're going to do. I hope you've enjoyed kind of going around with me and seeing some of the stuff that we've got coming up for you. Not everything is going to be everybody's cup of tea, but hey, that's what we're doing, so that's what we're showing. Anyway, I'd like to thank you as always for tuning into the Claremont Classic Garage. I hope you'll come back and see what we're up to next time. We'll be working on some of this stuff. And until then, I'm Kevin saying so long for now. Bye-bye.